Hello, busy dads and busy people everywhere. If you're new here, welcome. This is the channel all about the Busy Dad program. The Busy Dad program is the remarkably simple, effective, and time-efficient training protocol that I've been following for the past 19 months since my daughter was born. It's gotten me into the best shape of my life, and the entire program requires a weekly buy-in of just 80 minutes. If you can find 80 minutes from within your week, and if you can pledge to fill those minutes with intentional training according to the Busy Dad program, the program can change your life just as it has changed mine. Now, my friends, today's video is the second installment in our new series of videos entitled Busy Dad FAQs. These are the videos where I answer questions that people commonly ask me about the Busy Dad program in order to give you a better sense of how the program works and the training principles that it's founded upon. Last week, we talked about what a typical week of programming on the Busy Dad program might look like for you, okay, because I've shown you all of these videos of me training as part of the program, but I wanted to give you a more concrete sense of what your life might look like if you implemented the program in your own training. And this week, I want to get to a question that I very commonly encounter about my own training protocol, which is, what do you do for your back? As many of you will know, the Busy Dad program is a training protocol that revolves entirely around the burpee movement. Everything you're doing in your 80 minutes of weekly training on the Busy Dad program is either a burpee or a movement that is directly related to the burpee, such as a squat, a mountain climber, or a push-up. Okay, and all of those movements have a kind of anterior focus to them. They all seem to train primarily muscle groups at the front of the body. If you think about the burpee, okay, the first muscle groups that come to mind are the quads, the core, the chest, the triceps. And so a lot of people wonder, if all the training that you're doing has this anterior focus, if all you're doing is burpee training, how do you avoid muscular imbalances in your back? How do you make sure that your back can keep pace with the front of your body? And that's what I want to answer for you today. Okay, so the first thing I want to say to this question is, when people ask me that question, they say, why are there no pulling movements in your program? They are effectively assuming that the only way of training your back is through a pulling movement. And I want to call that assumption into question. I'm not a sports scientist, but I know from direct personal experience that you can achieve, especially lat activation, through a properly executed burpee, especially Navy SEALs, okay? Every time it's been a while since I trained the Navy SEAL and I hit a hard Navy SEAL session, the next day I feel it in my lats. And every single person I've talked to who I've taught the Navy SEAL for the first time, they'll come to me the next day and say, it's kind of weird. I thought I'd feel it only in my chest and triceps, but my serratus and my lats and my traps are all feeling it too. Okay, so I want to talk in future videos about the parts of the Navy SEAL that I think are responsible for that lat activation, but I'm convinced that Navy SEALs can get you some pretty respectable lat activation, okay? And given that they are an absolute staple of the Busy Dad program, that is already some degree of lat activation directly through the program. However, I do want to concede that of all the movements that people do aside from burpees, the only one that I really have a true love for and respect for is the pull-up. I do think that the pull-up is a sacred movement. It's right up there with the Navy SEAL and the 6 count as being an absolutely essential physical movement, but I don't write it into the Busy Dad program, okay? I wanted to use my 80 minutes per week for the highest octane kind of training I could do. In my own experience, burpees are just that bit more intense than pull-ups. But I do incorporate pull-ups into my daily routine. This is not a part of the Busy Dad program, but a very, very strongly recommended addition to the Busy Dad program. It takes very little time. Let me tell you what I do. Every morning when I wake up, 365 days of the year, the first thing that I do is go to the pull-up bar on the door frame of my bathroom and perform 10 dead hang pull-ups. perfectly executed form, completely locked out, chin above bar, every single morning of the year. So that means annually, okay, I'm racking up 3,650 perfect quality pull-ups. And what I found is that that amount of pull-up volume, when I'm making sure that the form is perfect and taking a little bit of time with it, okay, each set takes me about 45 seconds, has been enough to preempt any muscular imbalances. So I would strongly recommend, if you haven't already got one, get a chin-up bar, start practicing your pull-ups. If you're not yet in a position to perform 10, start practicing them. Install the chin-up bar in your house, and whenever you walk into that room, just do 1 or 2 until you're at a point that you can perform 10. Once you're there, just program that into your daily routine, okay? 30 seconds each morning, do your set of 10 pull-ups, do that year-round, rain or shine. And in my experience, that has been enough, together with the lat activation I get from the Navy SEALs, okay, to preempt any muscular imbalances, to keep my my guns firing, and to keep the lats where they should be. So that's about all I have to say on how to train the back. I mean, one perspective I have on this is that when people ask, do you ever do a back workout? I say to them, yes, every week I do a back workout. My back workout consists of 7 sets of 10 dead hang pull-ups. It's just that the rest periods between my sets are 24 hours long. Okay, and in a sense that perspective is true. You do get a cumulative benefit from doing these sets day after day. By giving yourself a complete rest of a day, you make sure that you're perfectly recovered when you go in. Okay, and then if you get a little bit of time under tension, you take your time with the pull-up, you execute it perfectly. Okay, that in my experience has been enough to keep my back where it needs to be. I've not had any kind of injury pertaining to an imbalance between the front and the back. Okay, so that's what I do for back activation. This isn't part of the Busy Dad program, but it's something I strongly, strongly recommend. Take care. See you next time.